The dramatization you're about to see is based on an actual, investigated, and documented case history of psychic phenomena. It is the next step beyond. We are, each of us, the sum total of all of our ancestors from the beginning of time. All of their experience, their knowledge, and their ignorance. We are also the carriers of their passions of love, hate, and lust. This vast inheritance is both a gift and a burden. For Dan Gardner, a deadly burden.
Our city still seems so unfriendly to you, Dan.
It never was the city. You know that.
Your father asked me to try to convince you to come back and take over his investment.
Still trying to run my life from the grave.
He only wanted to give you some security.
Give? He was always giving me things, and always the wrong things, and always too late. Is that a condition of the will? That I live here and live his way at last?
All he ever wanted was for you to have what he thought was important.
What about what I thought? What about understanding, tolerance, money, things? They're the least of what a father ought to be able to give a son.
Well, I know it was never easy for him to show people how he felt, but...
To allow anyone to know what he felt.
Yes, it made him seem stiff and unbending. But that wasn't the true picture.
Well, this is his partner telling his only son what he was really like.
Your father was my friend as well as my partner, and a very good one, too. I owe him a great deal. All relationships are two-way streets. You weren't very open either, Dan.
He knew he was going to die. Why didn't he send for me?
Pride is a strong Gardner family trait. His money isn't all you were inheriting.
Did he leave me a message? Anything at all?
Would it have made a difference? You two could never find the words to reach each other when he was alive. I've never seen two men who should have had an easier time understanding each other.
Why? Because we happen to look alike? Can you just turn the whole estate over to charity or something like that?
You're not serious.
Yes, I am.
No, I couldn't tamper with the estate. But you can do whatever you like with it. Would you like to look at some of your property? Most of it's on the north side, all good, solid investments. We shouldn't have any trouble disposing of them. Yes, but this one here is another matter.
Looks like an abandoned theater.
The last house, actually. It's been boarded up like that for over 28 years.
Why?
Your dad's orders.
Figures. Burlesque is a part of the world Dad liked to pretend didn't exist.
He bought that property as an investment before you were born, and he operated it quite successfully for more than a year.
What made him shut it down?
I don't know. He wouldn't sell it or rent it or permit it to be used for any purpose.
Is he really worth all that trouble, Valerie, darling?
You know I wouldn't bother with anyone who wasn't, darling.
Anyone I know? Come on, you can tell me.
If I wanted it broadcast all over town.
Since when did you get so shy? Does Valerie have a secret to hide? How intriguing. It is someone I know, isn't it?
As a matter of fact, yes. But if I told you, the shock would be too great for your nervous system.
Nothing that you could possibly do could shock me, Valerie, darling.
You'd be shocked green, absolutely green with envy. Good night, darling. Been hiding, Philip? Waiting for everyone to leave so that you can sneak in here like a little boy?
I heard you bait that girl. You practically told her.
Oh, don't be silly. She doesn't have the imagination to think of you.
We agreed that you wouldn't call me at the office.
Would you prefer that I came there?
Valerie, I don't know exactly what it is that you want. But I went to the bank after you called. I have $10,000 in cash in my pocket. It's yours if you leave town now.
Would you please sit me up? Please.
Valerie, what do you want?
Why don't we go to the pump room tonight? And we can talk about it there.
You're out of your mind. I'll be in every column in town by morning. Valerie, what do you really want?
What do I want? I've decided that I want to be married to the youngest, most prominent attorney in the city.
You're insane.
Crazy like a fox. There is no other choice, unless, you'd like me to sue for breach of promise?
Breach of promise?
That way, I can make the front page. Everywhere. The headlines would be sensational. Prominent attorney sued by burlesque cutie. The papers would eat it up. And you know, it would be a fabulous thing for my career. Philip, I don't intend to be a singer in a honky-tonk for the rest of my life.
Do you really think because of one small mistake?
Small? You say small? Don't you think we look charming? Of course, I have negatives. I can make hundreds more.
How did you get this?
Oh, does it matter?
You had this all planned from the beginning.
A girl has to learn how to take care of herself.
You have illusions of grandeur. You're cheap and common and disgusting. If you want to know the truth, you turn my stomach.
Well, Mr. Proper, blue-nosed, stiff-necked, holier than thou, Mr. Philip Gardner, that does it. That ought to make the sweet, trusty Lucille have something to dream about tonight. And then I'm going to go to every single newspaper in town with that picture. And then my attorney will know what to do. And he's going to have a ball.
What are you doing in here?
I don't know.
You don't know, huh? Oh, why are you trying to break down that door?
I don't know.
Come on, buddy.
I didn't even realize I was doing it until you came in.
And suppose we just see what it is you don't know why you're so anxious to get at, huh? All right, let's go. Come on. Give me a hand over here. Get the door open. No question what it is. The point is, who was it? Now, to get down those stairs. Go ahead, get down there. Get up against that wall. Get your hands over your head. Go ahead, up against the wall. Now, let's try to make a little sense, shall we? You knew what was in there?
No, I've never even been in this theater before.
Now, why were you trying to break down the door?
I told you, I don't know. I just seem to have a... I had no idea what I was doing until the flashlight.
You blacked out, right?
Yes, that's right.
Uh-huh. What about the front door?
I was given this key by my father's partner, Timothy Welling.
Welling?
He's handling my father's estate.
What estate?
This theater belongs to me now.
Well, I'll talk to him. But it sure looks like you inherited more than a theater, buddy.
Is there any indication as to who she was?
Well, clothing, dental work, I guess. The lab boys usually manage to track those things down.
Yes, they do.
And then there'll be questions, lots of them for both of you.
That means headlines, talk. Well, maybe those questions won't be necessary. Dan, shortly after your father became seriously ill, he gave me a sealed envelope with instructions to open it only after his death and only if it appeared that someone might be accused of a crime in connection with his estate. Well, this would appear to be the time. Dear Timothy, as I write these words, I pray to God they will never be read. If future events are dictated otherwise, you already must suspect why I have refused all these years to sell the theater. I am responsible for the body that was discovered. It was Valerie McKay.
Valerie McKay?
God.
Who is Valerie McKay?
He told me he'd paid her off.
Paid her off? For what?
And you thought he was unfeeling, uncaring. Valerie McKay was a girl with whom I stupidly became involved 30 years ago, while I was still very young and very foolish, in the early years of my marriage with Lucille. Valerie was blackmailing me. I talked it over with your dad, and He insisted that he take care of it for me because I was too emotionally involved. Oh, my dear God. All those years, he never said a word.
Well, I guess that answers all the questions. Except, how did you know that body was there? Why did you keep trying to break that door down?
Somehow, Dan Gardner remembered what had happened to his father long before he, Dan Gardner, was born. Well, we know that all life has an accumulation of knowledge and experience necessary for its survival, and that this information is passed down from generation to generation. We call much of it instinct, for lack of a better word. Science calls it genetic memory. It's all that has gone before is stored in that most remarkable computer, the human brain, deep in the recesses of our subconscious. Maybe one day, perhaps one day soon, we will find the key to that vast storehouse of the past that we all carry with us. Would that not indeed be an incredible next step beyond?